All right, so yeah, everybody open up your character sheets, make sure you're leveled up to 10 and that you have your spells all prepared. And you wouldn't be able to reset them until your next long rest. But you'll get new spell slots for and then also don't forget to do your HP to roll for so whatever class you're taking a level in, you need to roll for your HP and add that in manually. And then what else? Take a look at your magic items. Anything in your inventory that might be custom to kind of refresh your memory of what you guys have picked up, what kind of loose ends are still hanging around. I think your items and inventory will help you with that a little bit. And let me know when you guys are ready to start.
What I was trying to look through, David. Where is Mustala, or what city? Or what shop?
Let's see. I think I've got the Liberty map on.
We haven't rested yet, have we?
No, we're still in the caves.
I'm not doing great for my health. It's okay. Not dead yet.
Not dead yet.
Looks like I didn't put the Harbor Town map on. Let's see here.
Gold District.
Do you have the Gold District map?
Oh, there's no
I need
map.
to add it to you guys' journal. Doubt.
Any bonuses?
Let's see if I can find it.
I was thinking about, because like everyone was like, oh, like should I multi-classes this or should I multi-classes that? And I was like thinking about Safkeen. I was like, oh, Safkeen can multi-class. And then I was like, no, she couldn't. What would multi-class?
Thank you,
for a second, I thought what happens if I multi-class as a druid? My wild shape would just be like a large fish. Just like, nah.
She's our tried and true monk.
Yeah. She don't.
Fish with legs.
Fish with legs.
Yes, fish with legs.
Fish with legs.
I'm gonna try out this journal thing that I never use.
Yeah.
Eric, do you guys have the Spiralia map?
Yes.
And you should have a Spiralia map in your journals now.
At the very top, I see it.
Ooh, pretty.
Wait, what?
Okay, that's the one that Kit did.
Kit drew
Thank
that
you.
for Christmas.
Thank you, Kit. That's a Spiralia world map. Now let's see if I...
Where am I looking?
In your journal.
In roll 20?
Yeah.
On roll 20, there's a journal. Okay. Dude. Oh, okay, cool.
I'm going to roll 20 now. Journal. Australia world map sub 2. We see a lot of things though, right? Should we know all these people?
Meepo.
Huh? Oh, what people?
Meepo was from some.
Oh yeah, in your journal, you guys should know all the ones I made public. I think.
Oh no, Miney, you're supposed to be outside.
A lot of them were from Xavier. You should know most of them. Lindell and Jen, you probably don't know all of them.
No, probably.
At least not the sub 2 and sub 1 people. But you should know everyone else. Oh, and you guys won't know Mercury Minnow people because that was at the very beginning.
Yeah, that was at the very beginning.
Was Mercury Minnow a fish with legs?
Huh?
No.
Oh.
Okay, now you should have the Silver District.
Oh, I like what you did to the edges. That's nice.
I just kind of deleted it.
Nice.
You're like, eraser pen, go!
Eraser. All right. I don't know if I have the Gold District one though.
I put it in the chat for you.
It's in the
Use
chat.
the Raspberry again.
Facebook
Short
chat.
expectations chat.
Oh.
I'm gonna give you guys this one too.
La la la.
Because why not?
One of these days, David, I'm gonna attempt to redraw those and meld everything together for you.
Okay. Let's see.
Because I really like map making.
And then we can have
Yeah, for sure. The more art you guys want to make, the better. That would be awesome. Okay, there's the one my mommy made.
No.
Let's see.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Going to the
That's neat.
chat here.
Oh, I like that. I'm zooming in.
It gives you a better idea of what the islands look like.
Where is the university in there?
It's inside that walled round city. It's the tallest spire inside that.
Sweet.
What's
area.
what's the big tower with the twisting? Is that the temple?
In
That's
the Liberty aerial
Pharaoh's
map.
tower.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the Pharaohs.
Oh, that's the Pharaohs. Okay.
It's not to
Lindell
scale.
went there to deliver a letter, and she found
That's right.
a boy that was kind of cute.
Let's see.
No one is as
Question.
cute as
Why is Leomanda not in the journal anywhere?
Who?
Leomando.
Yeah. No.
Oh,
we don't-
he should be under characters.
Foreteller,
I
Lindell,
can't see him.
Eladria, Xavier, CC, Softkeen,
Huh.
Krampus, and you.
I
No.
probably haven't made him public. Let me.
Okay. I was mainly looking for legend, and then I.
Yeah, it says
Leomando.
it says it's only visible to me.
I see foreteller, but not foreturtle.
Turtle.
Please, for Foreteller's profile picture, can you put a turtle?
Yusuf Keen, Xavier, Lindell. You guys would know him. So he should be in your journal now.
Yeah, Leomanda.
The only one he wouldn't be in is Jen's.
Where's legend?
I'll have to go through and see. Yeah, I've got ones for everybody. I just haven't made them public yet because I wasn't really keeping up with that. Let me get that map in here so we can get on with it.
On with it. Yustral. That's a
Gold District map. Okay.
Okay.
In players' journals. Only I can edit it. Save. All right. There you go. Gold District.
It is called Mysterious Note, just so you know.
Oh, dang it. Why would
It's
it do
so
that?
mysterious.
Huh.
What could it be a map of?
Save. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, so you guys should have all the maps.
So many maps.
So many
Lindell,
maps.
you should have a different map in yours. I'm not sure if you do or not.
Check out this map that David's.
I don't have. I mean, I have a fifth one.
Okay,
but I
you know
don't have
the
it.
map I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. Oh, there's actually two that you would have.
Cool.
There's one from your past and one from where you lived.
Yeah. Oh yes, I have both of those.
So there's two that you should have there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, our wine rack.
Pretty.
Oh, wow.
Put that up yesterday. Yeah, she's up there like, don't drink too much. This is what happens.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I was gonna go to the places and tell you the places. So to answer your question, Lindell, you met Mastala at Arcane Focus, which is number 14.
Guys, I was looking through the
Tall,
chat.
cool-colored building with an open front door, silk curtains, sign, arcane focus.
Guys, I was looking at the chat, right? I was looking at this lovely picture of the wine rack, and then I was like scrolling up, right? And
Yeah.
and then I saw some legs, and I was like, oh, hot legs. I wonder what that's for. And then
Don't check
I
out
saw more.
What are you
Uh-huh.
doing? Oh, God.
It's your mom, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what your
No.
parents look like, right?
No,
Or was one a full fish and the other one was a full human?
no.
Created fish with legs. Alrighty, so
That's a nice
everyone, you have just defeated Lithobolia. You are in a cavern, subterranean cavern beneath your mansion. As you all stand in the aftermath, you notice that Ellis, who you have just freed from Lithobolia, has a tentacle for an arm and has passed out horrified by his own body. And as you all kind of collect yourself, you remember, oh shit, the other room, and rush to the other chamber to see what has happened. Genevieve, Charles, and so I believe some of you bamfed through.
Yeah, so before everyone left the room, Lindell would have mentioned, I'll stay with Ellis just to make sure he's okay. And does everyone know what time we're going to cohort?
We're going to where?
Court in like 3 to 4 hours, I think we're supposed to be.
Is it like 10 or something? Maybe 9. I don't even know. I don't even know if I learn how
I
to tell
checked the orb of time. What does the orb of time say?
in my world.
Right now, the timepiece would say about 6:30, 6:40 in the morning.
And court like 10?
3 hours or so.
All right, you've got 3 hours to be back. But if nothing else, I'll stay here so I can go in our stead if we really need to, and I'll make sure Ellis gets put to bed and he's well taken care of. You guys go find Jen quick.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that's what we're
Alright.
doing. Sorry.
Yeah, Xavier, I'm gonna give you this, and she taps Xavier on the shoulder and she gives him blessings of the trickster.
Ooh, nice. What does that do again?
You have advantage on stealth checks for the next hour.
Thank you.
Why does he get stealth checks and I don't get stealth checks?
Because he came to me before the battle and he was asking about the Spriggan, and I thought that was really cool because we had a really nice heart-to-heart.
Whatever. Favoritism. I don't care.
I love you, South King, too. I can only do it on one person.
So I guess I'm gonna go with the group then to check on Genevieve and Charles. And didn't we have an objective to try to keep the professor from actually entering the Feywild? Were we worried about what he would do on the other side? Was that a thing? Is that something I remember?
Funny, as Xavier says that to the group. Meanwhile, in the other room, as Genevieve pockets a small pink vial with a label on it with some elven writing that I believe you translated to say December Diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
Jumps through the portal after Lafayette, bamfing into what you could only suspect is the Feywild. Leaving Charles to as Xavier and the rest of you make your way over to the other chamber to meet Charles. Charles, you see the rest of them rushing in.
As soon as everyone's coming, he'll be like, she went through the portal, I'm going with her. Come on. And he'll just jump through.
Okay.
Should I be going with? I don't. Maybe I
Meanwhile,
could have
Keen stands alone in the other chamber.
Keen's like,
It's
You-
all right,
you've
Linda.
been
I
there.
can take care of him. I'm just gonna get him put to bed, clean him up, and maybe I'll start working on fixing stuff. I'll take care of things here. You go check on Jen. Who knows what's gonna happen in the Feywild?
This could be terrible, as Xavier says, and then just randomly jumps through the portal.
Jesus.
All right, so
Oh,
yeah, Lindell is staying behind with Ellis. Charles has through the portal, and followed by Xavier. What are you and Safkeen going to do?
I don't. Because she knows her one goal is try to get Genevieve out of the Feywild, because she does not want to spend any time in there. So she's gonna start already crafting banishment in her mind, and
Oh,
might try to banish the professor out, the guy.
send
So,
it back to his home plane. There you
that's
go.
right. What are you thinking, Sa? And I'm like covered in gore and ichor.
Yeah, you guys all are,
Like,
except for Xavier, who is up high.
And we all know Icarus.
purple. Yeah, Icarus.
He's just
start
gonna
sparking.
look at you and just be like, if you're going, I'm going.
Hells yeah! Let's go.
You and Safkeen, will you please roll a perception check?
Perception.
Oh.
Ooh. I have forgotten her steps. 17.
17
10.
and Safkeen? 10. All right. I will say that only you hears this. As you rush towards the portal behind you, you hear a crackling sound.
Behind us in the room?
As
Hey
you're
now,
rushing, as you're rushing towards the portal, you kind of look over your shoulder a little bit.
Yeah. Can I stop and whip around and look for anything?
Yep, and then Safkeen through the portal.
Oh shit!
So you're now left in the room with Lindell and Ellis
Oh.
that are kind of in the entryway watching, and the rest of them have all bamfed. You get a little closer to the center of the room, and you can hear that same faint crackling sound and a mist coming off of the floor.
No. Anybody else? Lindell, do you see this? Or have I lost my mind? Have I lost it? Does Lindell see the mist? Does she hear me?
Yeah, you hear you, I guess, if you're
Sorry.
listening.
So which room is this in? Because Lindell is still in the first room with
Oh,
Ellis.
still in the first room? Okay, I thought you guys
Yeah, 'cause
were all
he's like-
kind of
he's
headed
like
there.
Passed out.
Yeah.
So then she's like, "I'll get him to bed. You guys go ahead."
Okay,
Hmm.
you yells down the hallway and it echoes down. Roll a perception check for me.
Sure.
So I'm alone in that room. In the
Yeah,
big
you're
chamber.
alone in it.
Oh.
We'll just say that you yelled out into the darkness. Lindell, did you hear that?
15.
15. No, you don't hear it. You're
Oh.
just left alone with you. What would you like to do?
As a wizard, do I think this is?
You get down on your hands and knees and notice that there's indentations and grooves all in the floor beneath the mist. You kind of bat your hand to kind of sweep the mist out of the way, and you can see there's an icy formation in the floor. Looks like some kind of a design made out of circles and lines that connect it, and it's frozen like ice. But you can see that there's liquid starting to form underneath the ice, kind of like when the ponds start to thaw in the late spring in Auburg.
This is good.
Wait. Is this supposed to stay frozen to hold the
Roll an Arcana check for me.
natural 20?
Yes,
Whoa.
if this melts, you can only assume the portal will close.
Well, guess what? I've got nothing to freeze water.
Unfortunately, chill touch, I don't think will do it.
How do I freeze water? Okay.
Well, I think
Look at her ice spells either. Don't look at her.
What do you
Oh my god. I only have fire.
Just pass melt it. Bye bye.
Burn, baby, burn.
No.
See if you can stick your head in the portal and yell for Safki.
Blow on it! Blow on it!
Oh gosh, is there any way to like freeze something in time? Like just Oh, I can put a bubble over it. Yeah, I can do that, but will it do anything?
While
Yeah.
you guys are thinking, I'm gonna jump into the Feywild real quick.
Yes, okay, I'm gonna make a force wall. Do I still have the spell slot? Shit. Yes, I have a spell slot. Okay, I'm gonna cast Wall of Force, but make it real low to the ground, right over the iciness, and we're gonna make a little refrigerator.
Okay. Refrigerator.
Trap that cold in there.
Very well. Okay, so you're gonna use that spell slot and
Yes,
cast a little
Wall of
force
Force.
wall over it to try and
Yeah.
keep
Spell slot.
the
Yeah, that is my
try
last
and
one.
keep the heat.
Trying to make a refrigerator.
Alright.
You has lost her mind. And just blow on it.
It seems to be you don't hear the crackling sound anymore, so you think maybe you've slowed it, but you're not sure how long.
Okay. I'm gonna.
And I have a question then. Is Lithobonia still following her and taunting her as she goes?
No, she.
No,
Oh no, Lithobonia is done.
I
Oh,
fed it to
right.
Ordog.
Yeah,
Right,
Ordog
right.
ate it, and yeah,
Snack.
that's just
Tasty snack.
What happens when a god eats a demon?
He was real happy.
Made up for all those days of nothing.
Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna. Is this concentration? It is concentration.
oh god. Okay,
Oh,
that makes it
Don't
even
do
more humorous. Okay,
So I
You need
can't
to
leave
sit
this. I don't think I'm gonna leave this. I'm just gonna stay here and
Okay,
hold
let's-
this refrigerator
let's
and
jump
hope
to the
that
Feywild.
Softbean, where's you?
Okay, you guys are still in the material plane, but Genevieve, you have just bamped through
No,
and gone up.
we had some conversation in the Feywild last time.
Right, yeah, so you bamped through and you saw these like tendrils of like blackened earth spreading out in many directions from the portal. And Lafayette is about a few hundred feet ahead, and he's crouched down on the ground inspecting it. And when you arrived, he said, "The corruption is spread."
I healed him as well.
Ah,
told
yes, you did
Stop
heal.
singing. I don't need to sing every time I use magic. Very kind of curtly.
Yes, that is correct. So he said, I don't know how to cleanse this, but we have to try something.
I think we need to leave then and get support. That's the best course of action.
It's strange. It seems to be dying, but I'm afraid something like this might mutate.
I don't think time is on our side here. You know, time passes. We need to-
Time in the Feywild. Funny thing.
I'm just going to look back to make sure the portal's still there.
Yeah, make a perception check.
23. I miss you, Jed.
You see Charles bamp through the portal. It's still open. And Charles looks around, dazed by the surroundings. It's very bright. All the colors seem saturated, except near you, there's this weird kind of gray haze over everything. And Charles, you see the black tendrils in the earth that are spread out in every direction from the portal. And down a kind of a soft declining hill, you can see in the stripes of grayish black earth and the bright green grass in between, on one of the patches of green, there with a deep shadow beneath her, stands the very figure of Genevieve. The sun almost immediately above, casting a perfect circular shadow below.
Yeah. And what does it look like? Like, are we in a forest kind of setting? Is this more of like a grassland?
Out in front of you, spread out, are these rolling hills of the greenest grass you've ever seen. Very sparsely spread out little bushes and trees, but not much foliage. It seems like a vast plains that rolls off into the horizon. But off in the horizon, you can see these kind of interesting shapes that jut outward from the earth. Some kind of structures that are just at the edge of your vision, almost like towers in the distance. And to the sides, the same behind you, there's this mound. An earthy mound that goes up above, off into the distance. You can't really see the top of it, and there's this like cliff face of rock where the portal is built into, this slab stone post and lintel structure with the mercury flow of the port in between.
Okay. Can Charles bend down and like investigate the corruption?
Sure. Yeah, you get down on your knees and you can see that the grass has almost been shriveled up and curly, almost crispy hair that the grass is turned into, and it's kind of this blackened charcoal color and grays in other places. Just crumbles in your hands into nothing.
Genevieve, Lafayette. So what are we doing here again?
We need to leave. Is what we need to do. We can figure out how to help it from the other side. Let's go. She's looking at Lafayette, by the way.
Lafayette's still bent over inspecting the pieces. He takes out a vial and puts a little bit of the ash and a little bit of the green in a separate vial and puts them on his belt. He looks out into the distance, putting his hand over his eyes and squinting, trying to make out anything in the distance.
Okay, she's a little fed up at this point, so she's going to cast enthralling performance on him by singing at him because he's listened to her sing in the past couple minutes.
Yeah.
So she kind of points at him and he needs to make a wisdom saving throw, which sucks because it's a charm effect, so he's got advantage on it, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, you're supposed to say whatever.
Let me pull up Lafayette's character sheet real quick.
We tried this before.
Okay. So one more time, I'm doing a wisdom.
Wisdom save, otherwise you will be charmed and totally idolize me and speak glowing of me and hinder anyone who opposes me and all that good stuff.
All right, so he rolled an 18 on his wisdom save.
Damn it. Okay. So you also don't know, though, that I tried to charm you in this case. It just fails miserably. So Jen's going to turn.
The fact that you begin to break out in song, and he kind of just looks over his shoulder, but doesn't really think of anything of it.
Right, so she's going to try, Charles, can you move to the side? Move to the side. And Jen's going to run up and put her hand on his shoulder, on Lafayette's shoulder.
Uh-huh.
We're good. And then she's going to sing and cast another spell. So this, I'll actually sing this.
So when you begin to sing...
Yep.
Let's see.
No.
I don't think... Yeah, it might be okay there.
This one?
Maybe
so I can cast my spell?
Her weakness is
the spell
pretty
goes
elderly
off.
lady who
Alright, so
sings
she goes,
like,
we're too close for comfort. Flash popping street lights. You've been left there to wonder. Ain't gonna play nice. Watch out, you might feel my thunder. Better think twice. You've been caught, paths are altered. So now you must falter. Bye, guys. And they thunderstep after the portal.
Oh, very
Understand.
nice.
like,
Wow.
like that.
You see his eyes get wide as you start singing. He's like, no, don't. And blast of thunder and lightning, and you bolt over towards.
Then Charles, help me pull him in. And we're gonna push through the portal.
How
All
soon?
right. Both of you guys, either both of you or one of you with advantage, roll a strength check.
I have plus 0.
I have +0.
Let's each roll. Let's each roll.
I got the Phantom of Thunder going with me. I'll take the advantage on that. That's fine.
Yeah. Do it.
Okay. Ooh, the first one's a 17. 19! Oh!
And he rolled a 10 on his dex save, so he is now grappled. And you guys can attempt to pull him in. You can move at half your speed each 6 seconds. So he is going to try and resist. No, I want to stay. We have to stay. We have to. And what are you? Get off of me.
You have samples. We'll figure it out from there. Let's go.
We can't leave it like this. We don't know how long with the time portal when it closes. And he's going to keep protesting. So that's about 6 seconds worth of dialogue. Will you guys roll another strength check for me?
You want to roll this one, Charles? Because you're pushing.
That's okay. You're doing good. I'm gonna just leave it to you.
I'm gonna say for this best 2 out of 3. So you only have to succeed twice out of 3 to get him to the portal. Okay. So go ahead and roll your strength with advantage because Charles is helping. I'm gonna do
First one's a 10.
dex save. He had a 12, so he wriggles out of your grasp.
I have inspiration from last session. Can I use that now?
Unfortunately, since Genevieve was the one rolling, no. But on the next check, you can. So he's going to wiggle out enough to be able to take an action. Let's see if he can do anything. Yeah. Okay. He takes about a little bit of shaving cream and licorice root out of his robes and mashes them together, rubbing them on his teeth. And immediately he starts to blur with the speed of motion. He's casting haste on it.
Oh.
Spell magic. Does anyone have to spell magic?
So now he gets advantage on dex saves. So one more time, if you would like to try and grapple him.
Yeah, let's grapple.
All right. So
Yeah.
both roll with advantage.
And that's just a straight strength check?
Straight strength check.
Okay. First one's good. I got a 19 and a 1.
Oh my gosh. He got a 15 and a 7. So you managed to grapple him again, pulling him into the portal. Despite his hasted self, he writhes quickly as you just grip around his waist, pulling him backwards, the two of you. You bamf back into the cavern at the exact same time that Xavier and Safkeen on the other side.
Comedy of error.
So Charles, Genevieve, and Lafayette tumble in just as you flips around with her force wall, concentrating. You see the three of them tumble back through, just as Safkeen and Xavier have left.
Wait, what'd you guys? Where's Xavier? Where's Safkeen? This is going.
So let's pause right there. Safkeen and Xavier, you both bamf into this wide open plain sprawled out in front of you, slowly descending and rolling off into the horizon with these ominous shapes in the distance, like towers that are spread out. You also see at your feet the bright green grass and blue sky has these tendrils of black that crawl through the grass, creating these curly cues of crispy, dead plant matter.
Huh.
Wow, Xavier, I'm sorry you have to say all this. Probably really sad saying all this dead plant stuff.
But
I
more
do.
interesting,
Also intriguing. I'd like to collect some samples.
but more
Right.
interestingly, as you look out in the distance, you don't see anyone.
Do you think they went really far forward?
Do we know how long it's been since they went through? Do we have any concept of like how long that?
Roll
No.
roll an intelligence check for
I don't have my dice. I need dice.
We're playing D&D.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Here we go. 18?
18. From the position of the sun, it looks like high noon. So
Yes.
based on where you were, you think that, well, there's definitely a time difference because it was early morning where you
So
came
it-
from.
Could have been. From my understanding, the Feywild time works differently. They could have walked quite a ways in front of us. Maybe we should follow the corruption and see where it leads.
Do you have a good sense of direction, Xavier?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't trust you at all.
The portal closes. Safkeen and Xavier are gone forever. No,
No.
okay.
You just need to start going,
Tina's going to let Xavier
get
go
him for fish.
forward, but she's going to drip like globules of she's gonna like use her water bottle endless decanter thing and just sort of pour behind her as she walks and freeze it at the same time.
Unfortunately, it's kind of all or none with the decay. It will just start gushing.
Oh really? Can
Yeah.
I what's a small amount?
There's 3 settings on it. There's like geyser, and then the
Yeah.
smallest one I think is stream.
Stream, I think. But it's still, it would be like a glug, 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 glug. You know,
Push Xavier, go move quickly, we gotta go.
I'm gonna start bending over the animals.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and
Safkeen will wait.
Give me
how do
just
we want to do
just a
this?
second.
Make a nature check for me. You don't do nature checks very often.
Well, we are in a city.
I got a 23. I'm good at that
23.
sort of.
Yeah, really easily. You get a little bit of a sample of both the green grass and of the crispy part in a few different vials. We'll say you've got 2 samples of each.
Okay.
All right. So go ahead and add that to your inventory. And you see Safkeen frantically running around with a gushing bottle of decanter of water, running around saying, "Xavier, Xavier!"
And I'm just like pew, 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 like freezing the globules.
Freezing. What is she freezing?
So she's
The
using,
water.
yeah, she's using Shape the Flowing River to control and freeze the water that's coming out of the decanter. And
So I
what
can
is your
leave you
goal?
Bits behind as we go forward, so if we get lost, we can find our way back.
Oh my
Right.
goodness.
So you can see her start to rush down one of the declining hills as these little
Xavier, come! Quick!
blobs that look like hail drop onto the ground behind her.
If we walk long enough, won't those melt and then absorb into the ground, and then we get lost anyway?
We're gonna move really quickly.
Oh. Okay then.
Safkeen's like running.
Okay. You begin running, following the tendrils.
Oh, no.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll follow what looks like the corruption, or the most likely direction that they would have gone.
All right. So you guys head off into the horizon, going over a few hills, kind of getting a little bit more of a vantage point after you get over the second hill. And we're going to stop right there and go back as Genevieve, Charles, and Lafayette tumble through the portal to see you holding a force wall over the center of the room.
Can you make water cold? Anyone?
Aren't you from didn't we talk about this? Aren't you from Aubark? You didn't learn any ice spells or cold spells or nothing.
There's enough ice in Alberg. I don't need to make more.
Get off of me! Get off of me! Stop! What are you doing? We need to get back. We have no idea how much time has passed.
And Jen starts spinning and casts a warning wind thing. So I got a big whirlwind around me now. I'm doing my Wonder Woman spin again. Sorry.
Okay, so Genevieve.
Where's my tree?
Genevieve whirls around, creating a whirlwind as everybody kind of grips their clothing and it starts whipping around. You make a con save for me.
Why me?
We're getting whipped around in the air.
It doesn't hurt you.
Oh, I have advantage against spells.
Yeah.
Saves. Okay, good. 15 plus 2.
Yeah, you're fine. You maintain it as the breeze whips around you, and all of you kind of squint.
The spell
Genevieve
is
twirling.
Charles, can you keep the portal open?
Do you want me to?
Sorry.
What?
Hold that thought. The wind has a following effect. And other creatures in that area, just so you know.
What does it do?
It deafens myself and other creatures.
What?
Screaming!
It's very loud.
Oh my gosh. Lafayette drops one of his books out of his cloak, and it flops open, and papers start blowing around in the whirlwind. And he frantically starts grabbing them. He sees his case that he left behind that was open, that he starts stuffing his papers into, grabbing as many out of the sky as he can. So he's distracted. What would you like to do?
I'm just standing in front of the.
Hit him over the head with something.
Where's my fish? Where's my tree? Yes, fish.
Fish, tree.
The tree and the fish. Oh, we're fucked.
You go ahead and make a perception check for me with disadvantage.
Shoot, I rolled 19 and a 17. Ooh.
Nice.
Okay. You can see there's a little bit more liquid starting to gather underneath the ice. It's definitely melting. And as you glance through the whirlwind past to where Genevieve is blocking the gateway, you can see that the mercury edges are starting to recede and turn to stone.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm just gonna run over to Charles and start shaking him by the lapels. Ice! Ice! I'm gonna drop my force wall.
Okay, you drop the force
Shoving
wall.
him towards the spell. Ice!
You can see the mercury starting to recede even faster. You can visually see it starting to, close. You think you maybe only have a minute or two before it's completely closed.
Okay. Charles is gonna squint really good, and I forgot that I gave him the observant feat, which means that he can read the lips of a.
Yeah. So he figures it out. Ice.
Yeah. It's like, okay.
You can read lips. That's the best, Charles.
Yeah. Linguist.
Linguist, that's right.
Yeah.
A cunning linguist.
Exactly. So he'll look at the mercury, and he's a pretty smart guy, so he can make the connection what she wants him to do. So he's gonna make his way through the wind as best he can. And the only ice spell that specifically does cold damage that he has is Ice Knife.
Okay.
Which kind of shoots and then kind of ice But what he's gonna try to do is gonna try to make the initial impact not piercing, but that it'll still make a cold burst.
Okay. So normally when you cast it, is it an attack spell?
It's normally an attack spell.
Go ahead and roll a d20. add your Arcana bonus to this one.
Sure.
Very nice.
27.
Easily refreezes. You can see that the mercury begins to go back into the frame. The stone disappears. The portal is open again.
Oh my gosh.
He
The
points to
whirlwind's
his
still
lips,
going
points to
on.
his lips, and he's like trying to encourage you to like keep talking and like points. He can like read your lips.
Xavier and you went through the portal. Xavier, you. No, that's me. No, Soft Keen. Xavier and Soft Keen.
You?
She's covered in ichor. Ichor's just blowing off of her face. She's lost her mind. Or through the portal, yes, through the portal. You didn't see them?
Unfortunately, you does not have the observant feat, so she has no idea what you're saying.
I'm just doing this like shaking and then like see no way.
Okay,
Smelly, poke you in the eye.
Yu's gonna jump through the portal. She's going through.
It's
Okay,
gonna
Jen.
There, you have to cross some terrain that's not.
Right, it's difficult
You know,
terrain. Jen, are you gonna try and?
I know.
I'm not gonna drop it because I'm worried about Lafayette.
Right.
How far though is the spell from the portal? Like, where was I standing? Where's Charles? I don't have an understanding of where, like, how far we are from each other.
You can get there. You can get there in a round. You just have to push through the whirlwind.
Okay.
Lafayette's to one side. Charles is next to you. Jen's over by the portal. So you'll have to like rush through the whirlwind and then get past Genevieve to get through the door.
That's what we're doing then.
All right. So I want you to roll. Let's do athletics for this one.
Oh,
Roll an
God.
athletics check with disadvantage.
I'm definitely not athletic. Oh, I have acrobatics, but not athletics. Disadvantage.
Yes.
Oh, because I'm going through.
Yep.
Oh God, a 16 and a 4.
Okay, so you try to push through. You lose your footing a couple times, slipping on the ice as you step onto the normal floor, and you catch yourself, but you're only able to make it which is about half of the distance you need to get there. So you're kind of just like gripping the floor and crawling and trying to get there as best.
Well,
what's everybody else doing?
yeah.
Genevieve and Charles
Concentration.
maintaining concentration.
While Xavier is running, occasionally he's stopping if he sees any odd, Feywild type plants to collect samples. As quickly as possible.
Okay.
Oh my God.
We'll just have you do an investigation check. Go ahead and do that with. Did you take your 10th level in
Artificer?
Artificer? Then let's have you do that with advantage this time.
Definitely just shot in the head because she's pretty fast at running anyway.
Let's see.
Teen investigation. I got an 18.
18. Okay, very good. I'll get to you in just a second.
No worries.
Lafayette finally gets most of the papers in that book in his bag. There's a couple of loose ones, but he looks back at the scene and notices Genevieve spinning around. He's going to cast Dispel Magic at 3rd level. And the whirlwind.
It was a 3rd level spell.
Yeah, then it ends.
Damn it!
I believe.
It'll end, yeah.
Oh no! Yeah, it ends. Okay. So the whirlwind is gone. You can continue to push through. Genevieve,
Reach over and
you'll
tap guidance on you.
okay. So you have guidance.
Oh, as I run through.
Yep, but the whirlwind is gone.
But you guys can hear Safkin and Xavier through the portal, and then she just runs at it. Keep it open. Now just run through.
Jen,
And I'm just gonna step aside, looking.
you step aside and you lunges through. Hands first, right through it, into the portal. She's gone.
You're not getting the feeling like he doesn't like us.
Lafayette stands and looks at the scene and he says, "This is preposterous. We need to get back in there. Are you going to move aside?"
No, we need to figure it out from here. You have enough to figure out things from what you
Half
collect,
of your party is in the other world.
and they'll come back.
How do you know?
We hope.
Do they know anything about the Feywild? Really? Like us?
I've been there.
You think they can survive there?
I'm technically of the Feywild.
Mhm.
Exactly, and I'm a fish. So
Jen-
yeah,
Genevieve, look at me in the eyes and tell me they know anything about how to deal with creatures with blue-orange morality.
Krampus is my best friend.
They're perseverant. They'll find their way back. They're not there to stay, and they'll want to.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oof. Persuasion. Oh no! That went under the desk. Oh Jesus! That's an 8.
An 8.
Very persuasive.
Yeah, you're not convincing me. I need to get back in there. And he's going to try and push past you.
kick his knees,
Gosh.
kick his shins.
All right. So in the meantime, Charles, are you going to do anything while this is
Sorry.
going on?
I hope that she's got. I want to take a. I didn't realize it was melting, so Charles is just going to take a really close look at our setup that we had made, and he wants to watch how fast and calculate how fast it's melting. Just looking at the speed.
It looks pretty solid right now, from what you can see. There's a little bit of a mist coming off, and the light crackling. Not like it's melting, but like it's just been solidified again. So it doesn't seem like it's melting anytime soon.
Nothing imminent. Okay, then yeah, he'll come over. He'll tap guidance on himself because it only lasts a minute anyways, and he'll go and try to engage Lafayette.
Okay, so you no longer has guidance, and
Oh, I don't. It drops on me.
yeah, I
That's
think
fine.
you can only do it once.
I'm going
Yeah.
crazy. It doesn't matter.
It's concentration for a minute. So by the time, like, if there's any sort of time lag, like by the time you
Yeah.
get into the Feywild, it's gone anyways.
Right, it would have helped you pushing
Okay.
into it, but yeah, it's gone now. Okay, so Charles, you've got guidance. Let's jump back. So Xavier Safkeen, you've made it over the crest of the second hill, and now you can see that the expanse kind of just continues out in every direction, but you can see little tufts of trees beginning to form on the horizon. Maybe the edges of some kind of woodland. And as you get closer, you do notice that those big protruding things in the earth, the crumbled remain tower, but they're spread out of these ancient towers.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
But they're spread out. They're spread out,
Gotcha.
almost like between each one is maybe like a couple miles.
So maybe there used to be a wall or something, like maybe a walled-in area of some kind.
It's hard to tell based on the construction, but from what you know of the Feywild, it should be much more overgrown than this. This is very strange to have a wide open plain.
Is it
you do see? Yeah.
Want to get some of that crumbly black ruined tower thingy? Get a sample of that, maybe.
He's gonna grab some rocks. But is it open enough that we could see if they had come this way? Like, if there aren't a lot of trees, can I get a good visual picture of, hey, could they have come this way? Do I
see any like human shapes or anything?
I'll let you do one of two things. You can either do, or you can do.
You're cutting out, David.
Yeah,
Either.
I can't.
I assume you said survival or perception.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, either survival or perception.
Okay. Let's see. I've
Perception.
got a really good perception, and I have advantage on it.
We're gonna see everything, baby.
I got a 20. Yep.
20. Nice. Okay, so let's see.
That's a dirty 20, by the way.
Two 20s. We see everything.
You can see one of the the towers, the nearest one is probably still about maybe 3/4 of a mile away to get to the base of it. So there's not like any stones or rocks nearby that you can collect as samples. But you do notice, as you're looking at one of these towers, a nearby like tuft of those trees in the distance, you can see the branches in one half are moving and in the other half are not. They sway back and forth, giant trees, and then stop. It's almost like part of the forest is moving.
Can you see
Part of the
anyone?
forest-
I can't.
Is it inside the perimeter of what that wall would have been? Like half of it's in the wall, half of it's kind of outside, or does it seem like there's like a barrier?
It's like they're spread out like stars. They're not really in any kind of pattern. They're just random. If there was a wall at some point, it would almost be like these haphazard spokes of a wheel that don't connect.
Xavier, if we can't see them, maybe we should just head back.
You can see that the dark tendrils of
I agree.
decayed grass actually spread out in the direction of that. They kind of,
the direction of what?
They kind of snake their way over the hills into the distance, and they seem to meet back up into that forest, in the direction of that forest.
I'm curious to gain more information about the tendrils and what they're doing and what they're converging on in the forest. He's going to point to kind of like how they seem to be converging on.
Yeah, but Xavier, I don't think this is our place to be in. I mean, neither of us know anything about this place. We only came to get Jem back, and I can't see her anywhere. So, unless she's climbing a tree, which I don't think she does very often.
But there's a puzzle to be solved here.
Yeah, but Xavier, we could get stuck here, or miss the court hearing, or get lost.
None of those are terrible things, but okay. I'll head back to the portal with you.
About this time, you dive through the portal again, hitting the soft green grass.
Just face first.
Kind of, yep, right into it. Your hand feeling the crispiness of one of the tendrils that forms from the portal, and you kind of look up from the grass, and way down on the crest of the second hill, you can see two little specks.
At least they're alive.
We were exploring.
They've been following the tendrils, what looks like a road that stretches out and spans in that direction.
I'm gonna lift my hand in the air and just shoot off a firebolt, like a flare.
Okay.
Xavier,
you see a firebolt go off in the air.
He's gonna put his hand in the air, open up, let loose the eldritch blast in the air.
That's what it's doing. Fireworks.
And
we
now
can all
you got the
come back.
attention of the
All
bad guy.
three of you, as soon as Xavier fires off the eldritch blast into the air, there's a calm quiet.
Mhm.
The breeze rushes by. And then, Xavier, you look down and there's a little puddle in the grass. And there's a ripple.
Fit.
Can I
There's
just
another ripple.
Perhaps we
You
should
feel the whole ground shake beneath your feet.
can I just push Xavier like out the way, like as hard as I can, just like fist strike, like ah.
Yeah. You push Xavier as hard as you can, and he tumbles forward.
Hey.
You guys coming? You guys ready? Are you? Set off
I'm
more
firebolt.
firebolt.
And just yoink him along with me and start running.
I can make David. I can make 500 feet at a go with my dimension door. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna grab Soft Keen and
Yay!
the door
Let's
and
go.
All right. Yeah, you cast Dimension Door, and immediately you are standing at the hand of you, Auburnell, that's starting to get up off of the ground.
Hey, you.
Hey guys.
Now you guys can hear the rumbling and start to feel the shaking beneath the beneath your feet as
We should go.
Okay.
At
I
least
have
you
an
know it
idea.
is.
I have
No,
an
we should
idea,
go.
but hear me out.
Yu's just running her hands through the grass, just like, yeah. You got an idea, Xavier?
We're too close to the portal, and I kind of want to see whatever this thing might be. I mean, the chance for knowledge here could be.
Xavier, you know, we've got time is strange here, and I came through to tell you guys the spell is failing on the other side, so we've really got to scooch on through.
Yeah, we don't need knowledge right now. We can do that later.
Just stand up and just go, Krampus! Krampus! Maybe it's Krampus. I'm not really sure what Krampus looks like on this side.
That's Krampus. He's very
Krampus
large.
could look like anything on this side. Krampus! Do we see anything across the hills?
roll a
Yeah.
perception check.
We should
I really
really look. Natural 20! Oh, I'm looking for Krampus. I got my
18.
peepers on.
You look out in the direction of the rolling hills, but you don't see anything on the horizon line. You just feel this shaking beneath your feet, and you see the ripples and any puddles of water that are nearby. But what you do notice is as you're standing looking out at the expanse from behind you, all of a sudden you don't feel the sun on your shoulders.
No!
As a shadow begins to grow from behind you, covering the ground at your feet, moving further and further, blanketing the ground in front of you in a
Let's just
darker
go,
shadow.
Portal,
Hey!
portal.
Kinda.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
Xavier,
look behind her and check the portal's still open and there.
Xavier's
Yeah.
looking up and behind
Portal's
him.
still there.
Yeah, what? Xavier's looking. What is it? We all just go.
The shadow just continues to grow, but as you guys kind of stand there waiting to see inches from the portal so you could dive in at the last moment, over the top of the rocky mound that is behind you, you can see a tuft of almost like hair around this silhouetted humanoid figure. But all of a sudden, the silhouette turns to the side and these jagged teeth open.
I don't think that's Krampus.
Hello, my name is Xavier Springleaf.
Nope. We are
Nope,
throwing
nope,
Xavier
nope,
through the
nope.
portal. Right now, through the portal. Everybody through the portal.
All right, you guys all
You is pushing Xavier from behind.
you all push back into the portal just as Lafayette is rushing towards Genevieve, and you all in a pile just right behind Genevieve form a wall, and Lafayette is like, get out of the way, and he starts trying to push through.
Not the spell. Can I fireball the spell?
You can firebolt the ice.
Yes. You can fireball the floor where Charles is knelt down.
Yes. I'll roll and go. Oh shit.
Can I use
Very
my shape?
intricate pattern.
Actually, I wouldn't do that because I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm just gonna be like,
You fires a fireball over the crowd, arcing in the cavern.
It's been a long morning.
Charles, you look up and you see this fireball coming at you, illuminating the ground. You have guidance.
Is this a fire?
It's a fireball, not a bolt. No, it is a bolt. You're right, it is a bolt.
There's a very big difference.
Okay, I thought you said fireball.
Very
I'll hold you to it.
Very important difference.
You'd have a very crispy Charles.
A flammable
Yeah.
object hit by the spell ignites if it isn't worn or carried. I'm shooting at a... Oh, can I not shoot at the ground then? Can I ignite the ground? Is that a flammable...
So you have to have line of sight.
one?
Does
You'll
that have
just
to be a
have-
target you can see
And it's just within range.
within range? Okay, then you could do it.
I'm thinking about the ice. That's all I'm thinking about. But it has to be an ignitable object, so I can't ignite it. The spell ignites if it's being...
If you tell Soft Key what to do,
yeah.
he can
Oh,
help you.
no.
It's hard. He has no clue what to do. So
No, the only flammable object there is Charles.
Well, I'll say that the
He can
ground
melt the
around
ice.
it, it's
he doesn't.
you can
know, to
you
melt
can
the
hit it.
ice.
It's a hard surface.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
aiming
go
at the
ahead.
ground.
Okay, yeah, you aim at the ground and a whoosh of flame blurs past Charles. Roll a dexterity saving throw for me, Charles. You can add your guidance.
Sorry, Charles. It's just a mote of fire.
I think it's funnier this way anyway.
It is purple fire.
Right
Purple
with
necromantic fire.
18?
18. You twirl out of the way. You do this little like backwards barrel roll. Just
It's
as
very
the blast hits the ground.
uncoordinated. It looks very choppy. Not cool at all. Like just
Not
like,
cool.
"Whoa."
But Lafayette, in your head, you're like SWAT Team 6. You're doing like
Or Charles. Like
you're doing your Charles. Yeah, you're doing your Matrix move out of the way, and blast hits the ground, melting the ice instantly. The portal closes, and just as Lafayette is able to push through the crowd, he knocks his head on the stone wall. God! Open it! Open the portal!
you don't want to use that portal right now. You don't.
He just puts his hands against the wall, just beating against the wall. Damn it!
We all just kind of scrawled on the ground, like.
You don't know what you've done. He slumps down, just staring at his knees.
there was a considerable amount of corruption on the other side of the portal.
Plus this
Very
really creepy looking monster.
Maybe a giant of some kind? You should have let me introduce myself.
No.
We are
It
not.
doesn't matter. It's all gone. It doesn't matter.
Okay, Lafayette.
No idea what you've done.
What have we done?
Yeah.
We closed the portal.
Get out of my way, all of you, out of my way. And he pushes through,
Yeah.
starts to leave.
Get out of my basement. Jesus.
Lafayette, I mean, can we talk about this?
Charles,
I
not right now.
sound like my husband, geesh.
He storms past and out the cavern, making his way out.
Short
So we have a
expectations.
court-
Make-
We have a court case to get to, so should we go
We have a
shower
mutated save as well, don't we?
and go?
Genevieve, all of a sudden you feel this like zap in your side, like a tickle almost, and you jump a little bit.
What was that?
You
The ring?
feel it. You feel at your side, and you feel the vial that you picked up.
Oh. I'm gonna still look at it later. I'm gonna put it back in the pouch.
Yeah, as you pocket it, it vibrates again. Oh,
Is there any light coming from it?
yes, it's like a twinkling, sparkling, glittery pink liquid inside of this tube that is just like catching the light in all different directions and twinkling.
Do I see Genevieve looking at this sparkly?
Perception check.
Yeah, you
Can we
you can
go see it?
notice. You can notice she's looking at something kind of funny.
I'm just gonna-
Xavier, try to
You're
get
gonna-
up and way over to Genevieve.
As you walk over, Genevieve, you pop the cork. Right when you pop the cork, a burst of this pink dust flies out, and it spreads out in a little cloud. I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw. No, I'm sorry, charisma. Charisma saving throw.
Is it against a spell?
What do you have in the? Oh God!
Charles, you're probably far enough away that you don't have to. I think you're okay.
Okay, he's distracted. He's packing his pipe. He's just like sitting there on the ground, just being like, "I don't get paid enough for this shit." Like,
You do see the flare of pink light though as it explodes out, like just enveloping the rest of them in this sparkly pink cloud.
And what kind of save was?
Charisma?
Charisma save.
Oh, good. 7, 8, 9, 10. I got a 23.
15.
23, 15.
18.
13.
Save, 18, save. Safkeen, what was it again?
13.
13, that's a fail. Okay. Safkeen, you feel this
Wow.
overwhelming sense of euphoria as you stare at the pink twinkling lights like the universe surrounding you with its stars. And then in front of you, you see this aura, this glowing brilliance, a figure. It's small. It's fluttering. It's got wings. It's beautiful. It's the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen. You're just drawn to it, taken to your knees as you just look up in awe of its presence. I'll describe what you guys see. Hang on just a second.
I was like, what's so we just see
Yeah.
Safkeen with big
Big
eyes.
Big eyes. All right, let's
Drugs are bad, okay?
Drugs are bad.
see. You see this tiny, like maybe about the size of a Barbie doll tall, ripped like a Ken doll, tan skin, bleach blonde hair, just these batting eyelashes, blue eyes, hands on one hip, like he's fierce, just looks down and says, "Hey, bro, you look like you lift."
Wait, that's a
And
Who are you?
Oh, me? I'm December Diamonds. Nice to meet you. What are you anyway?
What are you?
what do we see?
Oh, me? I'm the most fabulous pixie in all of the Feywild.
Oh no.
Oh, let me introduce myself. My name is December Diamonds. And who are you?
You're from the Feywild?
Why,
we see-
yes.
Yeah, do we see this? We want to do we see her?
Yes, and all of you are just kind of like staring like, what?
So wait, we actually see December Diamonds too.
Yeah, you see this like Ken doll with these fluttering wings just hovering in this pink cloud of sparkling dust.
We're just not enamored.
Okay.
Oh, we're not charmed.
But Safkeen, you think this is your new god.
No.
My new god?
Yes.
Oh.
Xavier's going to introduce
You said you're from the Feywild. My name is Genevieve, and I'm a bard extraordinaire. We've just come back from it, and it seems like
He-
something wrong.
Twirls around and just stares at you.
Oh,
I like you.
I think I like.
What is this?
What
This
is
is gorgeous. Oh, you are everything, girl.
I like it. I like the pixie. It's good. He's good. We can trust him.
You are interesting.
Oh, we're not
I
trusting
like
the
you.
Pixie. Oh no.
What are you about? What's your name? I'm December Diamonds. It's so nice to meet you.
What's a
Genevieve.
pig? What do we-
Genevieve. Oh, that is a wonderful name. Oh
what do
my
we know about
gosh.
pixies? What does anybody know about pixies?
Yeah.
Hold on. Who is this dark figure?
Should I just hold out my ichor, just covered in ichor?
Look at you. I've never seen anything. Oh, bloodlust. I love it. Oh, this is wonderful. Who are you?
I think we need to kill it. I think we need to kill it quickly. I think we've brought something much worse than the.
If you
no,
kill it,
don't kill him. He's so pretty and pink and lovely to look at and so small and cute. He could be like our pet.
I'll get back to you. You're a good one. I like you too. But one moment, please. And he flutters over and stands on Xavier's shoulder, just putting an elbow on top of one of his branches and looks down and he says, "You know, I think I could use something to eat. You think you could rustle up something for me?"
Xavier's going to reach into his pouch and come out with like a little piece of fruit that he usually feeds to like Mercury.
Oh no, not like that. Where are the platters? Where are the cups? Where's the table setting?
Oh, I hate
Xavier
him
looks
so much.
really confused behind his mask.
This won't work at all. We can't eat. Where are we?
He's right. We're civilized. We're in a cave right now on an island.
Ooh, what are we doing in a cave?
We're freshly
Where-
back from the
So
wild.
we were combating a demon of some sort, and
Demons, whatever. Hang on a second. And all of a sudden, you just see him dive back into the little vial and disappear.
Where did this bottle come from?
Can I cork it? I'm going to cork it for a second.
Okay, yeah, you cork it. Yeah, you cork the bottle. Eventually, the dust dissipates after about a minute or so, and Safkeen, you start to feel the effects wear off. The grimace coming back, the strange smile leaving your face.
You's gonna walk over to Genevieve and put her hand on Genevieve's hand too. It's like, you need to keep that closed. I'm so tired, Jen. So very tired.
Kind
as
of
the
great
character is
steam, though.
can Xavier try to use a mage hand to scoop some of the dust into a vial?
Yeah, you grasp out at the dust, but it just kind of dematerializes in your hands. Like you can't grasp it.
Okay, could
That's
we
the one even stupid.
open the vial just a little bit and shake some of the?
I
Just
have an
hold
idea.
it down harder.
Let's go back upstairs. We can take we can get Lindell on the way and maybe set a dinner plate out and some utensils and try to chat with him in the kitchen.
We have to go to court. Our house doesn't even have a shower in it. How are we gonna?
Your house doesn't have a bathroom? What?
And then when we get back, you can feed your
It's
little friend.
complicated, Charles.
You have like 3 stories. Why don't you have a bathroom?
David.
Like
We didn't build the house. I don't.
David, can I use a prestidigitation? I'm going to shoot one at you and
Yeah.
try to clean. Because you can use prestidigitation to clean, I think, so many cubic feet of material.
Yeah.
So
Sure. Yeah, you can try and like clean off maybe from the chin down. You can get all of her
Oh, you-
bruise.
you take
Just
the
her
stain-
face. Just her face still covered in ichor.
And then you just go.
Eldritch. All right. Counterspell. No.
No.
There, we're perfectly ready for court.
Thanks, Xavier.
Except for a little bit of blood that's smeared across your forehead still.
I
Produce a leaf and kind of wipe it. across your
Charles,
We should
thanks.
To the court, and then we can feed your friend after.
Well, we have Mr. Colchester to get up somewhere comfortable at least to relax. We need
Lindell's.
Trevor can do that, right?
Yeah, let's jump over to Lindell real
Frank.
quick. So, about 10 minutes ago, Lindell, you were left alone with the unconscious body of Mr. Colchester, who's about 3 times your size, and he has a tentacle arm.
Man,
that's
lucky.
a problem. Lindell's can she just take a minute? She's just gonna do like a good clerical head to toe assessment, see where the tentacles start and where it ends, and like if he's got any other injuries or signs of curses or anything like that.
All right, let's see.
D&D
Go ahead and roll a medicine check for me.
Ooh, 9.
A 9. You can't really tell where it begins and ends. It seems like the mutation is kind of woven into the sinew and muscle and bone of his shoulder, almost like it's wrapped around inside. To get all of the corruption out would be a major surgical undertaking.
Mm-hmm. Very good as much. Okay. She looks up at Trevor, who's taken some damage, and she's just gonna hold out her hand and she's gonna say, "Trevor, return," and he kind of like Pokeball style back into the staff.
The staff
You get-
drops to the ground, tink, tink, and Frankie just looks down at it.
just a minute, Frankie, and she'll kind of like go over to the staff. She'll pick it up, give it a little peck on the nose, tap it on the ground, and say, "Trevor, I choose you." And summon him out again. And
Okay.
now he's fully healed.
Fully healed python coils around you and gives you a little lick on the forehead.
Trevor, can you just like pick him up just like in your mouth, but make sure his head is
Ow.
out so he can breathe. Just like the head. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
he
good job.
picks him all the way up, and then when you say just the head, he just spits out the head a little bit.
Okay, don't squeeze too hard, just very gentle. Very, very gentle, and we're gonna take him upstairs. Okay? She kind of looks around and dusts herself off. There's Frankie, is there anything else in this room?
There's a pile of bones.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Is there any so Lindell likes taking little trinkets. Is there any remains of like Lithobolia? Is there like any shards of rock from its previous
Do it.
rocky hide or anything?
Yeah, do an investigation check for me.
Okay. Investigation, eh? +0. She'll give herself guidance. Ooh, dirty 20!
Dirty 20,
Nice.
very nice. You find a discarded greater healing potion behind some rocks. You
Ooh.
also find a weird mechanical tube that's lodged into the side of the rock.
Greater healing potion.
And a
Sorry,
mechanical tube.
A strange
Okay.
mechanical tube that's lodged into one of the rocks. You can free it pretty easily if you tug at it.
Yeah.
Okay,
She'll
yeah.
free it. What does it look like?
Go ahead and roll a strength check for me. See if you can get it out.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. No.
It's a low DC.
How about... okay. It's
Maybe it's
-1.
Saber.
Come on.
6.
A 6.
Oh.
It doesn't come out, but like black ichor begins to pour out, and it drips a little bit on your hand.
Ew, 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 ew. Like, wipe it off.
You wipe it off. You are going to take 1 point of poison damage.
Oh, she's resistant to poison. Well, I guess
Okay.
1 point halved is still 1 point.
1 point, yeah.
So-
So you take 1 point of poison damage. And as the ichor pours out, you notice that a couple more things. There is a gem that comes out in the ichor from that tube. And it just pours out and slops into the pile on the floor. It looks like a green gem.
Ooh, she'll kind of like carefully pick it up and shake it off.
You're going to take another 2 points of poison damage when you pick it up out of the ichor.
I just take a good look at it.
It looks like a green.
Pretty.
It's pretty
so
well
she'll just-
cut too. It's cut and polished. It looks intentional.
Ooh.
Hmm.
And no traces of lithobolia though.
No traces of lithobolia, but in your search, you do actually uncover 250 scattered about in little pouches and tucked into corners. And
Ooh.
that was the party loot.
Well, she'll gather all that up, and then she'll, depending how long that takes, then as soon as that's done, she'll look at Trevor and she'll kind of dust herself off, and she'll be like, okay, well, let's head back up to the house. We got to start cleaning up and maybe try to repair Seb and probably have a nap and eat breakfast at some point. Come on, Trevor, let's go.
You guys begin to head up and out the portal. Frankie stays behind.
If we're in agreement that we're going home, Xavier is going to start heading back to the chamber for Frankie.
Lindell and Charles and Trevor begin heading your way up and out. you hear voices down the other spoke toward
Oh.
the cavern where the portals were.
Okay. She'll kind of. Oh, I guess, yeah, she's walking along with Trevor following behind her. And yeah, she'll turn and head to the portal room.
Okay, when you enter in, you can see Lafayette has begun to walk the portal and just kind of looks at you and huffs and pushes past.
Is everything okay?
You guys see Lindell riding on Trevor, and Trevor is slithering along through the cavern past Lafayette and into the cavern, pokes his head in. Sticking out of Trevor's mouth is the head of Ellis.
Is
No?
right?
Is everything? I just saw Professor. Is everything okay in here? We got him back, right?
I think it's good to let
Now
him.
we got everyone back, and then the portal closed, and he's all pissy for some reason. So
Well, he did want to go to the Feywild. That was something he wanted to do.
And he did.
well, he did go, and then he left. So
Oh.
well.
Is the portal secure? That was kind of things. Are we worried about any sort of nasties coming through the portal at all?
No, but Jen's got a pet fairy.
Oh!
There's a pixie in a vial.
Don't let it out. For the love of no, Lindell later.
But
No,
but
no,
but
no,
but-
no,
but-
no,
I did-
no,
but-
no, no, no,
Right, we'll figure it out.
no.
Oh. Okay.
Um,
Fine. Also, there's this weird mechanical tube with poison coming out of it in the previous room. I don't know if anyone found that before.
what kind of
Um,
poison? Was it
From the toilet?
what's the consistency at the daff?
Pardon?
Xavier is going to ask you about the poison. What sort of consistency did it have? Was it thick? Was it
It's black and thick and sticky, and it's gross.
do you have a sample of it that I could figure out? I could try to,
Is that a thing? Am I supposed to be taking samples of things?
always take samples of it. Very
Oh.
important.
Well, I did find this gem in the poison. It's green. It's rather pretty. Maybe there's a bit on it. Or I'm sure it's just around the corner. If you really want, you can go poke your finger in it. Just be careful; it hurts if you touch it.
Ah, my arm! My arm!
We should get going.
Okay, I'm gonna go get Frankie, and while I'm in there, I'll look for the tube to see if I can get a sample from the tube itself.
Subteam's gonna jog after you and be like, Xavier, I can get the sample for you. It won't hurt me.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Well,
I'm inside a snake!
Yes, you're okay. He's not going to eat you or anything. You're
Maybe
fine.
Get you somewhere where you can
Let's take him up.
Let's
I
put
mean,
I
him
think
to
that's the right.
He'll never stop yelling if you don't.
Yeah, that's what being inside a snake will get you.
Take it.
Yeah, let's start heading up the stairs. Our very long trek.
As
up
we
to
go,
our-
before we go, Charles will kind of like flag Lindell down, and he'll walk up to Ellis. Be like, I don't know what's going on, but I think he needs this, and he'll take a big puff of his pipe, and he'll just kind of blow into Ellis's face, and he'll cast sleep. On
Nice.
Ellis.
Very good. Yeah, he immediately falls asleep. He can't
Yeah.
resist anything right now.
Yeah. There you go. That should, well, at least until you get him more comfortable. Hey, he's the one with the funny arm thing. Yeah.
Charles, thank you for your help. I know Lafayette is out of sorts, but there's been reason not to trust him, and I appreciate everything you've done here with it.
Well, it's okay. I mean, I don't feel like I did a whole lot, but let me know. I mean, it's kind of fun, you know. I've been at home for a while, and the husband, he just nags
And he's like, oh, you need to help around the house more. Oh, you should look after the kids more. Why don't you bring home more gold? Yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, well, I got to study. And anyways. Oh, shit, what time of day is it?
Like 7.
Oh, crap, he's gonna... Oh, shit, I got to go. I'm gonna be in trouble.
All right. So Charles begins to make his way up behind Lafayette. Is everybody else going to also head to the surface?
Charles,
If you guys ever need
Charles,
to start,
Get a
send
little
me a
vial
sending if you ever
and,
need help or anything.
scoop some.
I want to
of the
run up
black
to. Oh,
stuff into.
Okay,
the-
yep. Safkeen gets a sample of the weird black. Go ahead and roll a dexterity check for me real quick.
I'm gonna run up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run up to. I'm gonna run up to Charles while that's going on, and say, "Oh, Charles!" and just start reaching in my pockets and just give him 2 handfuls of gold. So I'll give him like 50 gold, and then I'm popping around. I'm pulling out the silver ring that I'm still carrying. Here, just for your husband, kids, whatever.
Are you going to take the time to count it?
I'm just saying it's around 50 gold.
Roll a percentile die for me.
Look at that.
Yeah, roll a percentile die to see how much you give him.
Oh,
You're
me?
just grabbing. Yep, you're just grabbing.
A percentile, so that's a D10?
It's these two, the D10 and then the one that's double
Oh,
digits.
I rolled them together. Okay.
Yeah, you roll them together and then, yeah.
I'm going to roll with you because it's fun.
85%?
So you give him 105 gold pieces since you're just grabbing. You're just grabbing 2 handfuls. So mark off 105 gold pieces from your inventory, and
Okay.
Charles, you can add that
105 pieces.
to yours.
Yeah, I've got it.
And,
It's fine.
what was it? A silver ring?
Yeah, and a silver ring. That was in our group loot, by the way. I'm just giving him loot.
Lindell will do
Hey!
the same, and she watches you, and she can't really count the numbers, so she puts like 50 platinum in one of her little baggies and tosses it to Charles as well.
Aw.
Does Charles catch it?
Use
Well, he's got a handful of gold at the moment, so he's going like
Roll it. Roll a dex check. Roll a dex check. Do it.
He's
I just
not
want to see
very
50
coordinated,
platinum all over the bottom of the cave floor.
right?
Oh! Catches it in his mouth. You catch the tie. You got 50 platinum swinging from your mouth.
Thanks, sugar.
David or saving throw?
What's that? Oh, dexterity check because you're trying to like surgically get without getting it on you.
14.
Yeah, that's enough. You managed not to get any of it on yourself and get it, and you've got a sample of weird black ichor.
But I am also now immune to poison anyway, so it's okay if I got some on me.
Ah, there you go. So you just haphazardly do
That's
it. You don't
what
care.
I'm
You lick your fingers afterwards. You're fine.
That's a spicy meatball.
With Charles's mouth stuffed, I'm just gonna hit him on the shoulder and say, "Thanks for saving that spell and saving our tree and our fish." And just walk up.
Yeah.
Tree and our fish.
Anytime I guess, just send me a thing higher. Oh, he's gonna be happy. Yeah.
David,
Exit, Charles.
Yeah.
Is it possible to retrieve the tube that's lodged in the rock?
If you,
Or can I at least get an idea of
You'd
what
like
it
to?
might
Sure, if you want to go investigate it.
using Mage Hand and other tools? I'm gonna try carefully not to touch the tube, but
Okay.
Want me to put it out?
yeah, maybe if I
roll,
get some leverage on it, you could grab it and pull it out.
roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier.
I just rolled a nat 20. What is my intelligence?
Ooh.
My intelligence, okay, so it's only a 22, but still.
There's a split in the rock above it. You think if you wedged a pry bar in there, you could just pop it right on.
Okay, I am going to attempt to do that.
Okay. Do you have a pry bar or a crowbar or something like that?
Multiple tools. I've got alchemy tools. I've got thieves tools, and
Thieves tools. We'll say you've got a crowbar in your thieves tools. You go ahead and wedge it in there, and you pop the rock right off, and there it is. You can grab it.
Cool.
I'll bend down and pick it up for you.
Okay. It is actually about this big. It's
Okay.
like those mail tubes, you know,
Okay.
that screw open on the side. It's about that big. And it's made of metal, and it's got these weird contraptions on the side of it, and it's actually got a glass panel in it. And on the glass panel, you can see there's a little bit of black liquid that's sloshing around in the bottom of it, and you can see the liquid moving through that glass panel.
Would it be possible? Can Xavier make an educated guess here? Is this some sort of containment device? Is whatever Lindell found potentially dangerous? If it's being held in this, acidic liquid in this sort of container, does it look like it's meant to contain something that could be unstable?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I think we need to catch
you
up
know
to it as quickly as possible.
Okay. Yeah, you guys, you grab the contraption and you head out and meet the others, heading back up to your mansion through the rubble in the staircase and the strewn about pieces.
And Frankie!
Oh yeah, and Frankie kind of
Frankie!
up the stairs behind. He catches up.
I'm
Right. So you guys are in the house. As soon as you make your way back into the house, you can see it's all kind of a wreck. There's boulders and rocks everywhere. It's kind of a there's little mechanical pieces of Seb here and there.
Oh. We're all sad about that.
Yep. You kind of collect yourselves in the main area. Is there anything you'd like to do at the mansion?
Xavier's going to run after Lindell and say, Lindell!
Yes?
He's going to hold up the remainder of the tube, or have Soft Keen hold it up because he doesn't want to touch it because it could be poisonous. This looks like it may have been some sort of containment device. That gem could be potentially dangerous.
Doesn't look that dangerous.
Most cursed artifacts don't look that dangerous. But it was in some sort of fluid that was obviously meant to keep either someone from touching it or keep it from doing something. So I'm not saying you can't have it. I'm just saying maybe we should figure out what it is before we touch it a lot more.
Why don't, Lindell, why don't you put it in this thing and then keep it?
And we can run some tests on it. We can cast detect magic, and we can maybe get you to identify if it is magical.
You identifies it, right?
What's that?
I can have it back once you identifies it, right?
As long as it's not dangerous, you can have it back.
Oh, but it's dangerous. I found it.
Put it in this container, Lindell, and you can have it back in the container once Xavier's identified it.
Fine.
Disease-ridden corpses are easy to find too, and they're potentially dangerous.
Don't say that to you. She spent the whole evening digging up 3.
Yeah, I've been Can we take a nap before court? Is there what time? Do we have time?
Yeah, what time is
pieces
it? We have the orb of time. Lindell, what time is it? Do we have time before we go to court?
7:30.
Oh,
we have about 3 hours before we're supposed to be there.
How long's a short rest?
An hour?
Well, I mean,
Right?
and I need some
Yeah, I
time
think
to
it's an hour.
just need some time to get Ellis settled, and I mean, I would really love a bath if we had a bathroom. But I guess I'll just have to find a basement, some water to freshen up. And I could really use something to eat too.
I can get a bucket of water and pour it all over you, and then control the water so it's like rain.
Soft Keen's she's a living shower.
Ooh,
Nice thinking, Soft Keen.
So,
like
are you gonna cast Identify on that gem?
Oh, I guess I will. How long does my night take? Mine's not an
A
hour,
minute.
is it?
You can do
Oh.
it as a ritual. I think it's what 11 minutes as a.
I don't know which one I have equipped. 1 moment. Identify plus 10 minutes. Nope, I have the 11 minute. All right, before my nap, hand it over. Let me figure out this.
Why don't you do it in the kitchen and then I can.
Can you make breakfast?
Okay, let's go sit in the kitchen.
You want to shower for breakfast first?
Oh, breakfast. I'm used to being dirty. That's not me.
Safkeen, you remember that you just went and bought a bunch of like supplies for cooking breakfast?
And I gave you a special pot.
That's right.
That's true. And I have a handy
only
spice
a-
pouch.
Oh,
That's
that's right. A magical spice pouch.
That's
Breakfast!
Breakfast!
Dean will wander off to go.
So you finish your identify ritual. It's it's not magical.
It's what?
It's a green gem and it's not magical.
What and
What
what
about
about
the
the container it's hold? It's there's nothing magical about the container either. It's just a container of. Wait, did we just stick a gem into a container of poison? Is that?
Well, you were doing the green gem. The container would be a separate identify.
Oh, I thought they put the gem in the container already. I'm just holding the gem. Okay.
Yeah, just the gem.
Then they'll put the gem in the container.
Lindell, this isn't any. This is just a pretty gem. Here.
Yay!
While she's cooking, somebody hand me. Can I try the container? Let me see.
Or the goo.
Yeah, the goo.
Cool.
I'm gonna cast identify on the goo. So I'm just gonna sit here to the side, my eyes half closed, very asleep.
Who's doing that? I'm going to set the table for 6.
Okay. There is a faint aura of enchantment coming from the canister case tube thing.
What school of
but-
magic? Oh, enchantment magic.
Enchantment, yeah. But that's it. Otherwise, it's a mechanical device of some sort. But it does use some kind of arcane property of enchantment to do something.
Xavier, congratulations! You have an enchanted tube.
You perform all sorts of experiments.
She's just gonna put her head down on the table.
You can tell from the identify that the enchantment on there is meant to contain something, but it's not a warding spell. It's something different.
Xavier, it's a containment spell or something. I don't know. I'm gonna.
Okay. I'll do some research on it. Unfortunately, Kit is gonna have to bow out here pretty soon, as we're gonna start doing Ronin
Happy
stuff.
birthday to Ronan.
After that second 11 minutes, you guys would hear around 8:30. No, about 8. You would hear a pounding at the door. Something pounding on the knocker at the front.
Nope.
All right. let's
Seb.
go
Oh no, Seb.
Fine, and I'll go to answer the door.
Yeah. You open up the door, and standing in the doorway. Oh, hello, Genevieve. How are you doing today? It is Trostani, and with him is Archmage Savine.
I don't trust these guys.
Welcome to our home.
You were ready to go to the inquiry, right? 8 a.m.
We're getting a little. We have had a bit of a night. We're just getting ready. To go. Are you going to escort us there?
What's that? Sorry.
Are you going to escort us there?
Yes, we've come to collect you. Is there a problem?
No problem. Just a moment, please.
Well, can we come in? I'd love to see what you've done with the place.
My manners haven't slept. Please come on in.
There's just rocks everywhere. Seb is in pieces.
They enter in and they actually see the Aldist leaves that Xavier has been tending,
Aw.
and they hear the light twinkling, and they're, oh, wonderful! This is very nice. Greeting your guests with such a plant. They make their way around, and then they see the debris, and they're like, Good Lord, what happened here?
We could discuss that in the kitchen. Why don't you join all of us? And I'm going to lead the way to where everybody is back in the kitchen.
One of them kicks a little piece of Seb on the ground, and it kind of rolls.
Do not get
Quite-
snapped. There are some breakables.
Please don't kick anything.
Very well. They make their way around and see the rest of you guys in the kitchen. Well, we need to leave. We don't have time for breakfast.
Get out of my house.
Turn really slowly and look at them, be like, no time for breakfast.
Lindell, where are you and Ellis?
So Linda was thinking about that. I think the only place she can think of that's like the place, she would probably bring him to her room and like tuck him into bed and make sure he's not running a fever and like set out a glass of water and write him a little note and like that kind of stuff.
Okay,
So she's probably up in her room.
let me see if I can move you guys down to... There we go.
They're so tiny. He's like,
There we go.
Hey!
Back at the ranch with what is this?
It's forever. Or dog suck.
Friends forever.
Suck on this.
Infinity. Plus soft forever and ever. Or dog sucks poo. Suck on this.
And the otter face on our floors. I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the otter room. Okay, we'll go ahead and pick up there next time, I guess, since Kit has to leave.
Yay.
We lingered a bit. Nobody got caught in the Feywild, so that was fun.
yay.
I tried really hard.
No!
Well, I'll tell you this. Had you failed her perception check and gone into the Feywild, that would have been very interesting.
What do you mean?
You were the last one. You hadn't gone through the portal.
And it was melting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Had you just gone through, who knows what would have happened.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I preserved the spell. Oh. Now, you as a wizard, she would have thought that was bad news. She did feel bad that Soft Keen immediately was like, I'll go if you go, and then she went, and I was just
Nope.
That's true.
sorry, Soft Keen. Best friends forever. I kept you alive.
All right, so next time we'll do the inquiry of Gallant Knight's Bane. We'll pick up there, figure
Have
out
we
what
had a
happens to
short
Ellis.
rest?
Coming.
No, you have not.
Oh shit! Not even a short rest.
We can't
It's
just
only been a half an hour.
Wow.
we can't just sleep at the table.
Vinny almost died in his game.
Happy birthday, Vinny!
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
Birthday to you!
Hey,
Hey!
Ronan.
Oh, you're
Happy
Ronan. You're not
birthday.
Vinny. Happy birthday,
Did you
Ronan.
say Vinny?
Listen, I've been drinking wine, Ronan. I'm sorry. How it goes.
He understands.
He
Mommy
understands. Yeah, that's what,
Adults
I
are silly.
knew he'd understand.
Oh,
I've drank with Mary before. Oh, sorry, Ronan. What are you gonna do for his birthday?
We asked him what he wanted for dinner. We would make anything for him. He wants to go to Wendy's and get 2 cheeseburgers.
Oh, to be
I
a
dig it.
child again.
We're gonna do cake and we'll open presents. And then I promised him I would play video games with him. So
Aww.
That's
Yay.
nice.
That is
All right.
nice.
So next time we'll figure out what happens to Seb and Ellis and everything else, Lafayette and all that jazz.
yeah.
Yeah, Kit, can you join us next week, or are you really busy?
I don't know yet. As far as I know, I should be able to.
All right,
And like
then
we
we'll
can
pick up
always
there next time.
if Sundays are bad, we can always